What is up, guys? Back with another video. Today we are going to be looking at my entire last week of training plus 1 day in week 7 because it has a very significant importance to how the rest of that week went and the openers day. So we're gonna be looking at that. I'm gonna talk about any key points and I can think about during each bench, tell you about how prep has gone. At this point, I have finished all my openers. I had my last, actually that was today. I finished that today, a couple hours ago, sitting down doing this video, going to explain everything for you. Probably go into some detail on some plans that we're going to do, how it's gonna work, how my diet has been going, where I am weight-wise, how that's going, and then ultimately build up to how my openers went. Pretty well, gonna say that right now, but we'll get there in a little bit. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through these workouts. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and we're just gonna get in and we're gonna talk. I haven't talked to you in a while, so gonna do that. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so the reason this workout is so important, week 7, day 4, is because it was a very staple day for my bench, and I learned a lot from this day. The funny thing is that with this workout, I did my weights very much. I was supposed to do 198 for a 4x2. Instead, I miscalculated and put 205.5 on the bar. Some people would say that would probably kill my bench, but as you can see there, they flew up like 185. If you follow my Instagram, I've been talking about it a lot. It's been on my mind, but did that, which will show you a little bit later how that calculated into my next bench days, because I had to reprogram after that because I couldn't just keep doing my last bench day called for a single at 205, and I just did 205 for a 4x2. So we had to change that. Then I had to do my pause deadlifts on a stiff bar. I forgot my keys that day. Actually, I didn't forget my keys. I forgot the bar, the whole bar. So it was locked and yeah, couldn't get to it. So rip in Sarah's truck. So, but they flew up, as you can see. No problem here. Really like the form. And they seem to fly up. Very surprised. Sarah was very surprised when I showed her these. So I was very happy about this. My back rounding has been a problem this prep, kind of. It hasn't really been before, but it was this prep. I think it's been the lack of focus. Trying to work on other things, and that's what kind of carried over. Gonna give Sarah a little spotlight here. My girl, she has started her second meet prep. So this was her intro week, doing some squats. I don't know, she never lets me tell you what's on the bar. So you can calculate it out, but moving very well there. So good things to come from her. Hopefully she hits her goals, coaching her along the way, and that's all I gotta say about that. After that, we move into my squat workout. This was my last heavy programmed day, week 8, day 1, as you can see there. On the bar, I believe we have 292.5 pounds, utilizing my 1.25 pound weights. Gonna be doing that probably in a later video after all this madness is done, talking about my fractional plates. Those things are awesome, cool, and allow for a lot of functionality, a lot of variety in the program. But as you saw there, 292 flew up. Really happy about that. And then we did some back down sets with 275. Full singlet. That singlet rides up your ass. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I got in that squat, it was looser, and then when I got down into the hole, that whole thing just shot up in there. So very strange, but something you have to get used to. Good to get used to the singlet so you're used to working with it. Then you can see here, did some volume bench just to feel it out. It was about this day I started feeling a little bit of shoulder discomfort. Not pain, but ache, which is usually when you can kind of tell the toll of prep is upon you. But work through it, rehab, prehab, maintenance, and we are good to go. Then we moved into our second day of week 8 with some heavy singles. Worked up to 3 red plates, which is 374 pounds. Definitely a very good workout. This is the most I've ever done in a prep, and especially for that many reps. So form broke down that second one, but you'll see later it did again and much better. Then we did some 3x3, I believe it was 190 that you just saw. Again, shoulder. So we've been working around that, really focusing on form when you're hurt, or not hurt, but achy. Really had to focus on all that form, really dropping it, elbows tucked, and pushing back out. I feel like my bench has progressed the best out of everything so far. It's very easy to tell. But like I said, openers was not very humbling this time. Last time it kind of sucked because I had numbers. Didn't like those numbers when I got to my openers. But this time, a lot better. Okay, so moving forward, we have our day 3. Didn't film very much at all. Had to work out in the peak time when all the kids were back, all the freshmen. So as you can see, it was a very busy gym. It was about 6 a.m. here, so I was hungry, tired, and I just wanted to get out of there because I had a long day of school. This was right when school started, so I had a lot of stuff to do. But it was a 3x3 with 270, which is definitely a PR for a workout. As you saw, I did 275 for a 2x2, which I think I did last prep, but 270 for a 3x3, definitely a PR. But like I said, squats have been moving pretty gravy. Shoulder ache has translated into the squat a little bit just because my shoulders kind of flare. I've been trying to really work on that with the lat pull down on the bar. You really want to brace it into your back. So stuff I've been working on. Cool thing about this was I got to throw on my 1-pound plates, as you just saw. This was probably the coolest bench workout because it showed me how far I progressed. 212 on the bar. Like I said, I had to reprogram to this. I was supposed to do 205, but with that workout last week, I was able to kill this workout, which 205 would have just been a waste. So moved up to 212, moved like butter. My last PR and bench was, gotta pause here for Sarah singing. She loves it when I film her, you'll see that in a second. But last PR bench was 203 at the meet. I wasn't very happy with that at all, but as you can see here, jumping past that, I didn't paused at all that prep. And every rep I've done this prep has been paused. And I think the carryover is great. So I'm always a big advocate of train like you compete, so keep it as close as possible. Stuff like that. Yeah, so that was the cool thing about that bench workout, is because it showed me what I was able to move up to for my openers. Get to that in a second. But up until this point, that ended on a Saturday night, I think. So up until then, that was when the prep kind of ended. Went very well. Definitely the hardest prep I've ever done, but definitely the most, I felt like I got the most out of it. Nutrition wise, I have kind of been watching my calories, dropped them down to in the 2,500 to 2,400 range, trying to get down into about 133, 134 for my water load. That way I can drop down to about 130, maybe push under 130 and be ready for the scale, because the lower I can get my weight, the better my Wilks will be, which is always awesome. Cool thing about this meet is I will be able to weigh in on a Friday morning, so I will be able to eat going into Saturday morning. Last prep I had to do the 2-hour weigh-in Saturday morning, and I felt that a lot. I do not recommend doing that. It sucks because you're already thinking about water loading and all the food you didn't eat the day before, and then you have to carb up in 2 hours. Kind of hard, almost impossible, but didn't like it. Now I get to take all of Friday, eat all I want, get ready mentally, and then good to go energy levels wise. I think that's all I need to talk about for there. I'm gonna stop it for a real quick second so I can catch my breath, talk a lot, and then we're gonna jump right back into openers in 3, 2, 1. And the part we have all been waiting for, the culmination of the entire prep coming into openers. Started with squat, did this as close to a competition as I possibly could without all the time in between. Usually it's about an hour and a half in between every lift. I did it in about 5-minute breaks. So yeah, but as you saw, 286, and this was 297. Based on 297 speed, how it kind of paused there a little bit. Gonna drop down to 292. But otherwise, very impressed. I did 300 last prep, but it was grindy. Was not an opener. That's what I was talking about. How you kind of just have a goal and you don't hit it. This prep, my openers are right where they need to be. As you can see, I did 207.5 for that last bench. Here we are going with, actually I'll show you in a second, but whatever weight this was, it was moving. Perfect pause. Thank you, Alex, for the handoff. It was 215. Yeah, 215. Last PR was 203. Put that in perspective. And then we moved into deadlifts. As you can see, this was the weight I struggled with those 3x1, and it was not a problem at all here. Really happy with how 3 rib plates moved. The only thing I did here was I had an energy drink and I did a little bit of salt before the ammonia, but not enough to really clear anything. Just kind of a practice prep. But as you can see here, locked it in. And that's what a true opener should be. Last time I did the meet, my opener wasn't there. 365 moved like 315. It shouldn't have been my opener. Wasted effort. But as you can see, that was 385. And that was a pretty good opener, especially after eating and all the adrenaline at the end. You're just pulling that shit. You don't care about the form, but you want it to be there. Probably should say you should care about the form. That's all this prep has come to. Thought I'd put all that into a nice little video, talk about it, give you my feelings on it, how everything's going. Excuse me. But with that said, it's been a fun prep. Now it is time to rest up. Have a little form day on Thursday with just bar work. Nothing I'm gonna film. Just gonna relax, stretch. Make sure my nutrition is on point. I have 2 gallons today. So yeah. With that said, guys, if you want to watch the whole series, I'll put the starting video here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll throw that right here. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, support, all that good stuff. And the next time you see me, I will be getting on a plane to go to California. So, thanks guys. Thanks for all the support. And I'll catch up with y'all on a plane to Cali. See you guys.